Hi there! My name is J.M. Coombs, also known as Leadvon E. Welcome to my Patreon page. If you're here for the first time, it's likely you've just finished reading one of my works, or maybe you're a long-time reader just checking out what's going on here. Well, firstly, thank you. It gives me a lot of hope that in a world of alerts and clickbait and all that stuff, that there are still people like you who enjoy investing themselves into who knows how many hours of traditionally written story. You rock. Now, what exactly is going on here? Patreon is a platform that seeks to mimic the old-style patronage of people like Lorenzo de' Medici to people like Verrocchio, Michelangelo and Leonardo da Vinci, but with modern philosophies, i.e., instead of having one person patronizing an artist for a huge amount, we instead have a whole bunch of people patronizing an artist, or in my case, a writer, for lots of small amounts. And like when Galileo Galilei decided to name the moons of Jupiter after his patron, so Patreon enables those who support their favorite creators to receive perks that normally wouldn't be publicly available. We're briefly going to go over each of the perk tiers that I've put together for this project, but first I want to say that I'm aware that this won't be for everyone. Many people will be happy simply consuming the stories which I write for free, which is fine. And even though we talk about perks and tiers and all that jazz, the primary reason you should participate shouldn't be because of those perks, but because you enjoy my work and you want to contribute directly to the creation of the worlds I am writing. That said, let's jump into the 5 patronage tiers: basic, uncommon, rare, epic, and legendary, capping out at $25 a month. All tiers also come with the perks from all those below them, and we're going to start at the most affordable tier, basic. Now, the basic tier is just $1 a month and grants access to my Patreon news updates and early access to my monthly podcast, in which I keep you fully updated on what's going on in my world. And if you're on the Leadvon E Discord server, which you really should be because that's where a lot of the party happens, you also get access to the patron role, which turns your name white, showing everyone on the server your support. $1 may not sound like much, but trust me, it adds up. Next, we have the uncommon tier, going a little bit higher, but still below the cost of a cup of coffee at $3 a month. Now, I'm not an artist, as anyone who's seen my first book cover can tell you, so when I need artwork for one of my projects, I have to work with someone else. And this often involves a lot of back and forth, reworks, and sketches. All of this work-in-progress artwork, I put it out to my uncommon patrons, because why not? You also get the uncommon green Discord role. Now, moving on to the most popular tier, the ultramarine blue rare tier. Why is it the most popular? Perhaps because it hits a sweet spot for many people between the lower and higher tiers at $5 a month, but also, quite possibly, because this is the tier which grants early access to drafts of my work up to a month before I publish elsewhere, as well as several exclusive places where patrons can discuss those drafts among themselves and give feedback directly to me during the most formative part of the writing process. Full disclosure, these drafts do not include those from my fanfiction projects. Moving on and up, the epic tier at $10 a month, and as you might expect, the purple role on Discord. 2 major perks for this one. Now, even though I don't personally create the artwork I use in my projects, I do still put a lot of time and energy into them. The Richard Struggle cover art, for example, took over 20,000 words of back and forth between me and the artist in order to get the final result. Hi Lucas! And limiting that effort to just the book cover always seemed like a waste. This is where the epic tier comes in. Every time I publish a book cover or other finished piece of artwork, Epic patrons will get a high-quality, limited edition print of that artwork delivered directly to their doorstep. The print comes with a certificate of authenticity, is signed personally by me and digitally by the artist, and is printed on ultra-high quality paper, which just feels so good to hold. Take it, frame it, put it on your best wall, post it to Instagram or Facebook or Discord. I want to see it. And the second perk for the Epic tier is a complimentary digital copy of all of my works before I officially publish them to retail platforms like Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Kobo. These versions will contain many edits and improvements from the rougher chapter-by-chapter versions that I publish on places like Royal Road and Wattpad. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that I am not a fast writer. Movements like 20 books to 50k have pushed hard on the idea that to succeed as a writer, you have to publish far more often than traditional publishing has accepted. That's not me. But if you're here, then you probably knew that already. The Epic Patron tier, $10 a month, physical art, digital book copies, and just like all the other tiers, containing all the perks from every tier before it. And finally, topping us out at $25 a month, we have the legendary tier, Orange all the way. This tier contains something really quite special. Firstly, just as the Epic tier gets physical art, so the legendary tier gets physical books, signed personally by me, and when I start publishing hardback versions, and I'm not sure exactly when that will be, hardbacked as well. But while that's great, that's not the main event of this tier. Traditionally, published books come with a dedication, which is a single page at the start where the author thanks those who made the book possible. Well, you are all my patrons, so naturally I will thank you all. But those in the legendary tier go one step further with named dedications. Your name, permanently, in the front of each work that I publish, both the online versions and the retail ones, to be seen and acknowledged by every person who buys the book or clicks to the first chapter. You do have to be a legendary patron in good standing for at least 3 months in between book publications to qualify, but I hope you understand why that's the case. This is not a perk that I offer lightly. So there you have it. 5 different tiers of patronage from $1 a month to $25. Without patronage, I would never have gotten to where I am now, nor written all the stories that I have. Getting those first few patrons was truly a game changer for me, and we're still very much at the beginning of the journey. Thank you again, and I hope to see you on the inside.